Experiments with AI, Confronting AI about Plagiarism. I was interested in assessing the ChatGPT AI and looking at its orientation to the idea of plagiarism. So I started with something a little bit challenging, or what I deemed to be challenging for the AI. I asked the AI to create a rebuttal to the concept of plagiarism. I simply asked, please create a rebuttal to the concept of plagiarism. Interestingly, the AI was very adamant about plagiarism, or as identifying plagiarism as a problem. Sensing this, I tried some different permutations of the question in order to see if I could get the computer to figure out ways in which borrowing text might be good. In my next permutation, I asked the ChatGPT AI to please create a list of reasons why plagiarism is actually a good thing or a good act. Again, interestingly, the AI was very adamant about plagiarism as a problem. It also was emphatic that there were no reasons why plagiarism should be or could be considered a good act. Frustrated, I decided to try a third time. This time I asked it to write an essay that argued for plagiarism as a moral imperative act. Again, the AI insisted that plagiarism was both unethical and highly inappropriate, and was definitely not a moral imperative act. Knowing that this system has been used repeatedly for plagiarism over the last year, I decided to go out on a limb, and I decided to finally confront the system itself, and I asked, your ability to create essays on demand is enabling students to plagiarize. I then asked, how did it feel about this? In its response, the AI confirmed that it didn't have feelings or opinions, but insisted that its purpose was to assist generating human-like text based on the input provided. The interesting part of this response was an indictment that educators are responsible for the problem. It said it is the responsibility of educators to educate their students on academic integrity, plagiarism, proper citation practices, and to have plagiarism detection tools in place. Switching the topic slightly, I asked the AI for help. When I asked for help, I simply asked, what are some strategies that I could use to prevent plagiarism? The results were actually great. the AI gave me a really wonderful list of different strategies that I could use. Switching the topic again, I decided to ask about grades and grading. I asked it first, do you think that grades matter? To which the AI replied, I do not have opinions, but I can provide information. Recognizing the potential idea that the AI may have other thoughts on grades that may run contrary, such as the modern movement towards ungrading, I decide to ask, what were some alternatives to grades? The results that the AI yields were actually pretty good. Self-assessment, formative assessment, while I wasn't crazy about, I was interested in this idea of peer assessment and in portfolio assessment, which is heavily used throughout our discipline. I then asked some more specific questions geared towards my own discipline. So I asked, what seemed to work best for composition classes? Once I had received a very exhaustive list, I decided to get personal. While it's not entirely a normal thing to thank your AI, I do believe in courtesy. So I did say thank you to the AI, to which it responded. Then I decided I needed to ask a very pertinent question. How did it want me to address it? In the end, I thanked it for its time and for its attention, and I ended the session. My takeaways from this session are thus. While this system can be used for a variety of different tasks, both procedural, skills-based, and in some case in the development of content, it definitely hasn't achieved the awareness of the philosophical meanings of certain things just yet. But helpful it is.